In the last video, we discussed the union budget. In this video, we'll talk about other key events that you should be aware of as an investor. These events can have a major impact on your investments. इसलिए मेरे साथ एंड तक जुड़े रहिएगा। Monetary policy. Monetary policy is a tool जो central banks use करते हैं to monitor the supply of money and interest rates in an economy. It can have a huge impact on your investments as various sectors such as banking, automobile, housing finance, real estate and metals are highly sensitive to interest rate changes. हर central bank का goal होता है long term economic growth को बढ़ाना. But there are different ways to go about it. जैसे one of the RBI goals is to support balanced, equitable and sustainable economic development of the country. This is done by tweaking interest rates. The basic idea is to balance growth and inflation. Think of it as a seesaw. एक साइड पर growth है और दूसरी साइड पर inflation. RBI tries to find a positive balance between them with the help of interest rates. जैसे inflation बढ़ता है and चीजें महंगी होती हैं, central banks raise the interest rates to limit the supply of money. This increases its value and in turn makes things cheaper. Meanwhile, during the recessionary phases, the central bank lowers interest rates, which stimulates borrowings and consumption. This generally has a positive impact on asset prices. In India, RBI's Monetary Policy Committee meets every 2 months to review rates and its monetary policy. Monetary policy can be restrictive, accommodative, or neutral. When the economy is growing too fast and if inflation is also rising, the central bank may raise short-term interest rates to decelerate growth. इसे hawkish monetary policy भी कहते हैं. वैसे ही जब economy is going through a rough patch, तब central bank short-term interest rates गिरा देता है to stimulate growth and get the economy back on track. This is dovish monetary policy. For example, during COVID, the RBI kept short-term interest rates low and maintained an accommodative stance for over 2 years to counter the prolonged slowdown caused by the pandemic. There are 2 types of short-term rates जो RBI tweak करती है: repo rates and reverse repo rates. Repo rate. This is the rate at which RBI lends money to other banks. Reverse repo rate. This is the rate at which RBI borrows money from banks. Corporate earnings announcement. जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, हर पब्लिक कंपनी को अपनी क्वार्टरली अर्निंग्स अनाउंस करनी होती है. इस इवेंट को कॉर्पोरेट अर्निंग्स अनाउंसमेंट भी कहते हैं. कॉर्पोरेट अर्निंग्स हैव एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन द स्टॉक जिसकी अर्निंग्स डिक्लेयर हुई हैं. It also has an impact on its peers as the company's earnings can give a preview of the earnings of a similar company. Also, since we know that the market is forward-looking, ये expectation stock prices में absorb हो जाते हैं. For example, अगर Infosys ने बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट दिया है, तो आपको बाकी IT के स्टॉक्स में तेजी दिखाई देगी. Since IT stocks are a big part of the Nifty and Sensex basket, you will see growth in them as well. GDP data. In India, the CSO यानी कि Central Statistics Office releases GDP numbers after each quarter. GDP data provides an economic snapshot of a country and is used to estimate the size of an economy as well as its growth rate. There is a direct relation between the GDP and the stock market. The market will rise if the numbers are positive and fall if negative. Inflation data. There are 2 types of inflation indices. 1. Wholesale Price Index WPI and 2. Consumer Price Index CPI. WPI से inflation at wholesale level measure होता है. सरल भाषा में it captures the price increase or decrease when goods are sold between organizations as opposed to actual consumers. Meanwhile, CPI से रिटेल लेवल पर प्राइस इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज ट्रैक होता है.
In Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.